Stitch Gel Nail Art Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish. Hi guys, in today's video I'm just going to be showing you this really cute little Lilo and Stitch, actually it's just Stitch but from Lilo and Stitch. Little Stitch nail art that's actually fairly easy, and I'm using some gel polish that I just got from Nicole Diary off of Wish's website, which I had actually never used before, so that was kind of a new thing for me. But anyways, so I just got these. I'll put links to them in the description box below and I'll show you the colors. They're very pretty. So I hope you guys like them, and don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future videos as well. So to begin with, these are the 4 colors that I'll be showing you. The bottles themselves are a little bit on the smaller side, which is actually kind of nice if you're getting some colors and filling in some colors that you don't use very often, but you know, you've got holes in your collection. Having little bottles like this are actually nice to have on hand because they're smaller to store and they're much less expensive, so it's kind of an easier route. So on my ring and my thumbnail, I'm going to begin by applying 2 coats of a very, just kind of creamy nude color, very light. I want it to be kind of an invisible color so Stitch would really pop. So then, to start beginning to draw my little Stitch on each one, I began with sort of the darker blue color of his fur. So this is also a gel polish, just by the way. And so I'm going to just start with his head shape and then do his arms and then his legs. So I did an entire stitch on each of my ring and my thumbnail instead of just doing like a face or something. And I didn't go too crazy with the details, so I don't have his mouth open or anything like that. But if you keep it simple, you can kind of do a bigger, you can fit more of him on your nail. Hopefully that makes sense. So I kept the details kind of minimal and kept them pretty easy, but that way I could fit the entire stitch on my nail. So then after that's cured, I'm going to be doing light blue. So he's got those patches that are around his eyes. So that's with the light blue color. The other good thing about doing a design like this and using gel polish instead of doing it all with paint is that you can then use those colors on your nail, on other nails, on accent nails, and it'll match perfectly. So then I also filled in his chest, and then he's got a very thin stripe of that lighter blue on his chin. So fill in all of those areas that are just missing those little details. You can also clean up gel polish pretty easy if you have, if you just clean out your brush and then have it just ever so slightly damp, and then with either isopropyl or acetone, you can clean up lines. And so then for his ears, I did sort of like a pinky purple color gel, and then I cured those as well. So now everything is all cured, and then with acrylic paint, I'm going to go through and do the details. Depending on your gel polish, so I'm going to start with outlining with the black paint. Now, depending on your gel polish, if it's got a very tacky layer on it, which especially color coats are known to do. They're known to have that. Then you want to apply a top coat on before you start painting so that you don't get that tacky layer is going to kind of prohibit the paint from sticking to the nail. So then even if you top coat it, you'll find that your acrylic paint is going to chip off. And it happens within days, sometimes hours even, because the tacky layer repels it. And it also makes it so that your brush gets really gummy and kind of sticky. It's not fun. So with this the Nicole Diary polishes, it does have a tacky layer. It's just very, very minimal. And I decided that since it's just black outlines, that wasn't a big deal to do without doing the whole top coat and then buffing routine. If you are doing your entire stitch with paint, just kind of monitor how much tacky layer is on there before, decide. You may want to put top coat on there first. So then you're also going to want to do his eyes with black. And after you've got his eyes done, all you need is to add his little nose with a darker shade of blue, so it's like a really navy, and then a spot in the center of each of his back feet that are showing. So just blue nose, blue spots, and then a white dot in each eye. So now on my middle and pinky nails, I did the same color that I used for his ears, so that pinky purple, kind of just a really pretty color. And I'm going to be applying 2 coats of that to each of those. All these colors, they have a very nice coverage on them. They are really creamy. The only problem that I see personally with, this is just a personal opinion with these polishes, is that I think the brush is a little bit too big for my liking. I've got relatively small, they're not tiny, but relatively small nails and nail beds and not very wide. So having a super wide brush, especially for my ring and my pinky nail, can make it a little difficult to not hit my cuticle. So that's the only thing that I really see that I dislike about these. Otherwise, I really do like them. The coverage is good and they're pretty. So then I'm going to just take and I painted a hibiscus flower on my middle and my pinky nail.
just a quick little white flower. And then on my index nail, I'm going to be doing with a little gradient of the colors of blue that I used on Stitch. So starting with the lighter shade up at the cuticle, and then I'm going to be applying the darker shade at the tip, and then blending them together. And when I was blending these together, I didn't actually take very much time creating that very smooth, perfect gel polish gradient, which you can get it. It just is time consuming. Because I thought it kind of looked very wavy, and I thought that was appropriate. So I kind of left a little bit of that mixed appearance in the center. So I did leave that. That's up to you though. If you guys really like it to look perfectly smooth and flawless, go ahead and just keep blending and eventually it'll get there. I personally just decided, you know what, I kind of like the way it looks when it's a little wavy, a little swirly in the middle. So I liked it that way, especially for this design, and with it being blues, I thought that was appropriate. So then I'm going to be adding a second coat of that. So light blue up at the cuticle, darker blue at the tip, blending again. Just with a whole bunch of little movements is what you have to do for this. And there's a couple different techniques for doing a gel polish gradient, and I've tried different ones, and I always seem to come back to using a brush to do it. I think it's not necessarily the best method, but I think that it's the most reliable one for me. It depends. You just have to find something that works for you. Getting a gel polish gradient is not exactly an exact science. And then apply a layer of top coat over your nails. And these are all done. They're so tropical feeling, and they make me feel like I just want to go to the beach, which I would love to go to the beach in Hawaii. That would be amazing. If anyone's going, please take me with you. I would love it. But I hope you guys like this design, and please share any recreations with me on Facebook or Instagram. I would love to see them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!